Hi, everybody. It's Dr. Campbell, and today we're going to be talking about genetics. I know that you've already watched the video by Paul Anderson from Bozeman Science about genetics, and today we're going to walk through a genetic sheet together. So I'm going to have you open up on Google Classroom this sheet that's called Genetics of Eye Color, and then we're going to talk about it and we're going to do it together. When we are done with this sheet, then there's going to be another sheet that's going to pop up that you're going to do on your own, and you're going to turn them both into Google Classroom after you're done. I would like you to stay with me and walk through this sheet with me so we make sure we don't have any mistakes. So make sure you listen as we go through it. All right. So first of all, at the top of our screen, it says, I have a dad and a mom, and I have the child. And it's talking about a dominant brown, a recessive blue, and then the brown is displayed in the child. So looking at the eye color, we know that mom is recessive, so she would be the lowercase b. It says, look at the picture about eye color, write the eye color that would be created from the genotypes below. So on this one, if I'm going to circle it, maybe, I'm going to circle this one. This one is blue, so this is recessive, and there's two small lowercase b's there, and so the only way to be recessive is to be able to have two lowercase b's. So to have that, then you would have blue, all right? So when it says write the eye color there, type in there, you're going to have blue, all right? With the dominant colors, capital B, it could be two B's, capital, together, like on the first one here that you see, okay? Or it could be the lowercase b, the big B, little b, like this one here. And that will work too as far as brown, because in this case, the big B dominates over the little b, okay? As we say, our capital B, lowercase b. So this one is brown, this one is brown, and then this one will be blue, right? Now, it says a mother with blue eyes and a father with brown eyes, capital B, lowercase b, want to have children. So in this case, you're going to put the little b here, lowercase, and over here for the father, you're going to type in capital B, lowercase b, and I'll wait for a minute for you to do that. And then we're going to go over and we're going to make a chart here. This is called a Punnett Square. And you've already watched that on the video, but we're going to go ahead and do it again. Now, remember, on a Punnett Square, when you type in, you are only going to put one letter here and one letter here for this initial Punnett Square we're going to do. That's not to say that we don't have other traits that get passed through, but we're just doing a very basic trait. So here we're going to put the dad, capital B, and then a lowercase b over here. And then mom, we're going to put over here, lowercase b, lowercase b. Then what happens is when we have those particular capital B, or capital B, lowercase b, then you're going to cross them. You're going to put them together, and you're going to put both letters in the box. Now, the key thing here is you always put the capital letter first, always. So if this is a big B and this is a little b, you're going to put big B, little b here. Now, over here, dad here was a little b. If you remember here, we moved this down, so this is a little b, and mom is a little b. So in this case, in this next box, you're going to have lowercase b, lowercase b. So I'm going to wait for you to type in the capital B here, the lowercase b here, the lowercase b here, and the lowercase b down the bottom. Then what we're going to do is I'm going to have you go back and cross this one with this one, and you should get a uppercase b, lowercase b. And on this one, you will have a lowercase b, lowercase b. Now, let's go to the bottom row. Again, I have a capital B and a lowercase b. So I'm going to have a capital B, lowercase b in this box. And again, I have lowercase b, so two lowercase b's, all right? Now, the genotypes are the letters that I get. So genes, genotypes mean the genes. So that's what I'm going to get when I come through there. So in this case, the only thing that I can really see that I'm going to have is a capital B and a lowercase b for all of those, or I'm going to have a lowercase b, right? So that's just how it's going to work in the middle of the boxes, right? So, and that's because dad is capital B, lower b, and mom is lower b. So the genotypes, in this case, I'm only going to have two different types. I am going to have, so I gave you 3 lines because sometimes we have more than 3. Sometimes we have 3 types. But in this case, I only have 2. So down here, you're going to type in capital B, lowercase b, and then you're going to put in lowercase b. And you're just going to leave the type here absent. You can erase it because nothing's going to happen. Then we need to talk about the phenotype. So genotype are the letters. Phenotype is what we see. So if I have an uppercase B and a lowercase b here, what am I going to see? Well, the big B dominates over the little b, so I'm going to have brown eyes here. This is going to be the brown eyes. And then on the next one down here, I'm going to have 2 little b's. So those are recessive. So just like at the top, I have blue. All right. Now, given that I have 2 out of 4 will be the big B, little b, and then 2 out of 4 will be the 2 lower b's, I have 50% chance of brown, and I have 50% chance of blue every single time. So what's percentage they will have blue eyes? 50%. Now, something about that so that you know, that's every single time a child is born in this family, they'll have a 50-50 chance of blue eyes and brown eyes. If they have 10 kids, they could all be blue eyes. If there were 10 kids, they could all have brown eyes. Why do I say that? It's not exactly the same number each time. It's a percentage. It's a possibility each time of that happening. So in this case, there's a possibility every single time they'll have brown eyes. And there's a possibility every single time, or 50% of the time, it'd be blue eyes. But it just depends on how the genetics mixes up from the gametes, whether or not you have brown eyes or blue eyes. Okay, now we've done the eye color one. Now I'm going to have you send this back to me right now, and I'm going to have you open up the genetics do now on hair, and it'll be curly and straight hair. It will look very similar to this, and you're going to type on it, and you're going to send that back to me. And that's what we're going to work on today. And then tomorrow, what we'll do is we'll talk about other types of genetics. Okay, hope you found that helpful. Hope you understand that. If you're not sure, you can always go back and watch Mr. Anderson in his video on Mendelian genetics, which is named after Mendel, to see if you understand it further.